lots of smaller things today, and we probably have different varying lengths of things to talk about. So we'll just put them in a hat and go through and see what they are.
I'm excited.
Who wants to pick first?
I'll pick first. I'll pick first.
Stare off.
Why not?
I don't know.
I'm just the guy who shakes the hat.
This is one. This is gigantic. Okay. My headline and hat. Oh, this is my favorite one.
No. Sorry.
To the viewers and listeners, I truly apologize for what we're about to talk about.
Okay, so Adam puts it in the Slack a couple hours ago.
I'm about to pass out.
The Verge posted, Amy is a beautiful, simple calendar app. AMIE. Now, if you know me, you know that I have a bit of a weakness for...
I think toxic trait is the correct term for it.
You could call it that. You know, I prefer to call it like it's something I'm working on. But I saw this and I'd never actually gotten to use it, or I don't think I've even heard of Amy. So I clicked it, and you can blame Adam for this. I immediately dived down the rabbit hole. Now, the Verge article just looks like a normal article, and I'm like looking at it, reading about some of the features. It looks pretty cool. And then I click the link to go to the website. And for some reason, it's an incredibly beautiful website. And I was immediately drawn in.
I do have a huge weakness for websites that as soon as you click on them or applications that when you install them, it's just like,
have you seen this website?
Yeah.
Look at this website. I'm just going to, for our video viewers, you can actually see what's going on, but there's like floating glass windows that all converge into a moving calendar. And it's to-dos, email, and calendar all in one. Now, I will just preface this. I don't want to waste you guys' time. I just want to say, like, I've tried a lot of these things, and the core apps in my life are my to-do list, my calendar, and my email. And one of the biggest promises that a lot of these all-in-ones make is combining 2 or 3 of them. So a lot of times it's the calendar, or a lot of times it's the calendar and to-do list. So be able to put tasks on your calendar, that type of thing. Mm-hmm. But in order to commit to one, you have to decommit from the 2 other apps that you were using. So whatever calendar app you were using, you don't use that anymore. Yeah. And whatever tasks app you're using, all the systems you had set up there, you don't use that anymore. You have to hope all those features are in this hybrid app.
Yeah.
I haven't tried Amy yet, but that's the number one thing I'm concerned about going in is I don't know if the to-do list features are going to be as robust as what I currently use with TickTick. And I don't know if all the calendar features are going to be as robust as what I currently use with Notion Calendar. And there's an email client built in, which I can almost guarantee isn't as robust as what I do with Superhuman. So all of these things have to have some sort of extra advantage to convince me to merge them all into one place. There's also no Android app, and there's also... what?
Cry. Sorry.
Yeah, there's no Android app, unfortunately. And it's a subscription. So I have to really like it, and I'm going to try it.
I feel like the day that you stop using TickTick is the day hell freezes over, the day the Cybertruck comes out, and the day the Vision Pro becomes reality.
That could be, I should probably stop using TickTick like now. No, I stopped using TickTick once every 2 months when I try something else. Like I tried one called Routine pretty recently. I tried one, and that was tasks and calendar, but no email. And I tried another one that I'm forgetting the name of. And I try things like every 6 months. Like there's a lot of
It's called Things?
Yeah, Things is a to-do list app. Sorry. Yeah.
I use both Google Keep and Google Notes, and there's no organization
Google
whatsoever.
What is Google Notes?
Oh, sorry. Apple Notes.
Oh, okay.
And Google Keep.
I got scared.
And there's no organizational structure with it.
Alarm app? Anyone?
No.
I use my clock.
I use Keep for taking notes during reviews. So when I'm driving a car or using a phone, as soon as I set it up, I set up a new Google Keep note for that thing to keep rolling notes of observations as we go, so that when I'm ready to write the review, I just dump it into the doc.
So then the new, because wasn't it in the Galaxy event, there was the use your Keep notes and it would organize them and bullet point them and everything?
That was
fantastic.
Samsung Notes.
Which,
yeah.
No.
So I like that feature, but I'm not trying to switch to Samsung Notes because what if the next phone I review isn't Samsung?
Was it Samsung Notes or was it Galaxy AI? And then would that work inside of?
It was Samsung
think
Notes.
it was Samsung Notes.
I'm going to assume it.
Because
I'm just
Galaxy
trying
AI
to be
is
hopeful
not like
here.
an overstructuring thing. It's just a bunch of AI features and a bunch of different apps.
Yeah. Samsung Notes is the specific OCR and handwriting recognition and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
So, I mean, you have a first and you haven't downloaded it yet.
Oh, I have.
You have?
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah. So I got it. I signed in. I checked all the boxes. I gave it access to my entire life.
You can give it your Apple Health data.
Yeah, you can give it Spotify for some
And I
reason.
plan to.
Zoom.
What?
Yeah. No, I immediately, I didn't even read it. I just said, yeah, have it all.
Okay, I have a
Take it
question.
all.
I have a question.
Okay.
I don't understand
What?
why people don't just use Google Calendar and move on with their life.
I mean,
what is it about calendar apps that are better than any other calendar app? Because every screenshot I see of like every calendar app just looks like every other calendar app.
I did make the joke that the screenshot in here just looks like what I see Marques using every day in his calendar app.
That's a totally reasonable observation. Calendars fundamentally all. I'm about to get. Okay.
Oh, I'm ready. Let's go.
Adam's also a freak, so any freaks
Adam
out
and I
there
are
that wanna
sickos. No, the calendars, you can only organize them visually in so many different ways, right? It's time. You have a week, so you have to have 7 slots for your days. Like we kind of figured out how to visually organize your calendar.
Sure.
But then there's the actual UI for inputting and managing and moving around in that visual space. So a lot of people just put like meetings and like a couple things they need to remember, birthdays, whatever, on calendars, and that's all they put. I know people who don't really even put times or locations. They just have to remember that something happens one day. They just make it an all-day event for that day, and they just know. I am not that type of person. I need to actually put the blocks out for time so that I know, because I have a lot of things going on, right? So a lot of these calendar apps aren't changing visually anything at all. What they're changing is how you get about moving things, adding things, subtracting things, marking them as done, marking them as on to the next one, reallocating space, sharing available space for a meeting, like all of that stuff that comes with this calendar thing. That's what they all try to mess with. So this one having email and to-dos built in, they're trying to convince me to drag to-do list items directly onto the calendar to commit to doing it at a certain time.
Oh, so like when you go through your to-do list,
Yeah.
it wants to add that to the calendar and do that?
Yeah. And when you get an email, you want to commit to doing the tasks from that email at a certain time, so you drag it onto the calendar.
You can drag the email onto the calendar?
Yeah.
Oh.
Man.
So that's a new concept for a lot of these hybrid apps.
Because there have been a lot of these that have been launching recently.
Oh, yeah,
It's like
yeah,
email apps or calendar apps or task apps just keep launching.
Oh, yeah.
And Google keeps trying to like mess with things too, to try and add some of these features in it. But the other thing too is that Google is such a, like the Google Calendar app, they're not going to mess with that fundamentally.
Yeah.
So many people use it
Until they shut it down.
until they shut it down eventually, inevitably in like 3 years. But all of these random little apps, when do you think Google is ever going to have an integration that shows when you listen to Spotify?
Why would I care
You
about
won't. It's just fun.
It's just cool. What if I want to know how many steps I usually take on Mondays?
You look at your watch.
or you could just look at
Or
your
you check
calendar.
out your calendar and it'll tell,
my God.
tell you. Nice little color gradient. Stuff like that.
It's
Yeah.
one of those things where I'm like, I get it's just a calendar app, and I kind of have that same sentiment, but then realize like it's the same people who say like, why do you need wireless charging? How long does it take to just plug your phone in? It's like, yeah, but if you're saving all that time and all those different times, it does add up, and like it is convenient. So maybe I just need to try it.
I'm willing. So very funnily, humorously, they just announced Notion Calendar, which
Yeah.
just came out this last.
Oh, yeah.
week.
That was.
And that was it's did it used to be?
It's
called?
just Cron.
It was Cron.
Yeah.
So you guys just switched to that, right?
It is the same app, just with a rebrand. I think they got bought by Notion.
Yeah,
and then
we've
they just,
been using Cron for a while as our
Yeah.
calendar app.
So they
So
just repackaged
Does
it.
that feel better or worse than this new one that you're looking at?
It's like asking a car enthusiast, like, does this car feel better or worse? There are things that I like about and I'm very used to in Cron / Notion Calendar, but I'm willing to forgo some of those to try some new features that this one might have.
Okay,
Cool. You know?
yeah,
Yeah.
I like that.
All right. Well, yeah, that's about all I got. Shout out to my fellow calendar enthusiasts. Hey, thanks for watching that clip. You know what's impressive about them watching this clip?
What?
That Vision Pro content is out by the time this clip comes out.
I'm watching it already.
But they're
right
still
now.
they're still watching this clip. Like, I love this podcast.
Thank you,
This
but-
is great. But like, check out that stuff.
I've already watched it 5 times, but I didn't watch it in the Vision Pro because Vision Pro doesn't have a YouTube app.
That's tough. Just as a browser.
That's true.
Please like this, but you're gonna have to go to your computer because you can't watch it on the Vision Pro.
Or you can go to Safari and then open up youtube.com.
Exactly.
In spatial Safari.
There should still be
Please.
a subscribe button.
Ooh, they should call it going on a spatial safari. That'd be cool.
Anyway, do whatever series of eye twitches is necessary to like and subscribe.
That's true. This is what you look like when you're liking and subscribing to Vision Bro.